Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our healthy weight loss and healthy eating habits for the summertime. During this presentation, we really encourage you to reach out and ask questions. You can text the questions directly to Dr. Justine at 647-987-9355. You can also put them in the comments section, and I will relay that information or the questions to Dr. Justine. And at the end of her presentation, she'll have an opportunity to address any of the questions that you have. So I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome Dr. Justine. She's going to be sharing with us this evening, and a little bit about her. For anybody who is new, she is an amazing woman. She's a chiropractor. She started her own business out of a passionate health concern within her family with her brother, and that really drove her. She has been an active advocate and within the hockey community, and really was advocating for the sexual discrimination to be eliminated in sports. And she actually achieved that at the tender age of 15. She is an author. She's a motivational speaker, both at schools and universities within our community. And she is very passionate about our health and your health and as a community as a whole. So please help me welcome Dr. Justine.
Today, we're focusing on weight loss and having that summer belly, taking care of those summer abs, making sure we have the energy we deserve to enjoy the great outdoors. Now, if you look at this, this is a challenge. This is what happened. We used to be active. We used to chase down our food, hunt for our food, and we used to move. And if we sat, we squatted, which was easier for our back. Now we have big lazy boy couches, uncomfortable chairs that people could be working at from home, but we just sit too much. And as we sit too much, and we can supersize, extra large size, you name it, we can buy literally, a drink or food that's, if you were going to movies prior to this whole COVID thing, that was bigger than your head. You can literally buy everything just massive. And now when you go to restaurants, if you get small meals, you start to feel deprived. And you're looking for the buffet and everything just bigger is better versus quality. And if we look in over the nations, we'll see that those in the different countries, European countries, they tend to have smaller meals, more quality rather than quantity. And overall, they are healthier than us. So today we're going to focus on this wellness revolution. We want to take back control of our health. That means controlling our mental, emotional health, our desires, our cravings. We want to talk about that today, creating a healthy environment so we can make healthier decisions. We want to talk about the physical structure, the physical movement that's helping us be healthier and help us digest that food with our movement. And of course, we got to make proper nutritional choices, chemical choices. So we want to control the physical, the chemical, and the mental in order for us to be the healthiest we can be. So the challenge, some of these statistics, if you look at it, obesity is just growing. And you can see these stats even from 2018. The problem is just getting worse and worse and worse. And unfortunately, with this lockdown, that hasn't helped people. We are seeing people with baking strategies after baking strategies after baking strategies. And instead, we want to make sure that we're looking towards healthy strategies after healthy strategies after healthy strategies. So today we're not focusing on bacon. We're focusing on how do we get those healthy greens, and how do we make healthier choices? Because when something's in front of us, whether it's that cinnamon bun or those free range eggs, how do we make that healthy choice? So we're going to talk about a book that I read quite a while ago. It's Dr. Phil's Weight Loss Solution. I'm going to go through 7 steps. And I feel that these 7 steps help us address the mentality, because a lot of the times we know what to do, but we don't create the environment or the stimulus or the coaching environment, the support group that we need in order to get the goals that we actually have. So we're going to talk about the right thinking, how to have healing feelings, how to have a no-fail environment, take control of those cravings and impulse eating, the do's and the don'ts, how to get intentional exercise and create the proper circle of support. So if we get into the right thinking, some of the decisions that we want to ask is, do I eat differently even if it hurts my friends or my family's feelings to create conflict? This is one of the things for me. I know that if I went to a friend's house, if they asked me for seconds, I'd be like, sure, when I might be full, just in order to be polite, to let them know that I love that meal. Or I'd say, yeah, I'd love dessert, but I really was full. And it took a while to be able to realized that my health goals were a priority and had to learn to tell people in advance what my health and diet requirements were, and to make that meeting more comfortable, and I would be able to make healthier choices. Do you temporarily give up friends who don't support you or wish to sabotage your weight loss efforts? This is really hard because it's really easier to put your friends before yourself. And but yet, if our friends or family don't support our weight loss goals, our health goals, whether it's going to exercise or to eat healthy, they're the ones that are going to bring over donuts or bring over pie, bring over unhealthy uh, attitudes, exercises, habits, foods. How do we let those people go? How do we move on to creating a healthy environment and maybe finding ways to limit the time with those friends, or find a way to do that virtually? And that might be a different way to create a healthier way, because the when we're in that negative environment, it's really hard to say no. Are we able to confront ourselves when we self-sabotage? um, and I think that's one of the hardest ones, where we can put ourselves down when we mess up. And how do we say we mess up, but in the next minute say, no, I got it. That's okay. I messed up that minute, but I've got it for the rest of the day. That we don't have to be perfect, but we need to be able to forgive ourselves for the screw up, if you will, but move on and not get caught up into a negative circle so that it's a repetitive habit. And lastly, are we willing to throw away the problem food? And I had a trainer, Alex, loved Alex. And one of the things that she would say that, you know what? All food ends up in the toilet anyway, whether you ate it or you threw it out, meaning not just the toilet or the garbage, or give it away, but that she's saying like it always goes to crap. So might as well not let it pass your digestive system in the first place. She said, just make sure you make healthier choices, that the calories do count. Um, and you want to make sure that you're looking towards quality calories, quality foods, instead of the foods that aren't healthy for you. So throw it out, give it away to a food bank, but get it out of your home to create a safe environment. Are you ready to make exercise a commitment? That includes a financial commitment, a time commitment. Are you willing to prioritize it to make it so nothing else can happen in that time period? For me, especially during these times, I had to write out a schedule of specific times we're going to exercise. And because I don't have team environment or gym environment, I had to write out specific workouts so that I would stick to that list. Are we willing to make the health and the control over weight our top priority? Because that's what helps prevent heart disease, diabetes, sickness, pretty much all disease, and metabolic dysfunction relates to our weight and relates to our overall eating, basically to the gas we put in. The good gas goes in, affects the energy and output that we can have. Do I give myself positive affirmations to quickly turn around that negative thinking that I can't do it, I'm not worthy, I'm not worth it, it's not worth it, I'll do it later, I'll wait till this is all over, I'm stressed. We all have these negative thinking. So how do we turn those around quickly? And we're going to review that coming up. And the last one, very, very important, wherever we are responsible. We are responsible for our life. We're responsible for our life choices. Whatever happens to us, as many would say, is our fault. Good or bad, it's up to us. We get to control our environment. We get to control the friends and people we spend time with. We get to control what we visualize, what we watch on TV or on YouTube or Netflix. We get to control what we put in our mouth. We get to control how we move our bodies. Ultimately, we are in control and get to make these choices. And so today we're going to talk about with Dr. Phil's book, How to Get the Right Thinking to Make the Healthier Choices. So getting into right away with the right thinking, how are we talking about this? And how are we speaking to ourselves? Do we have that negative birdie on our shoulder that, well, my mom was big, I'd always be big. My dad's big, I'll always be big. I've always been big, so therefore it's too difficult. I have bad hormones. I have bad genes. I have sore knees. What are the negative excuses that are in our mind that replay often? And we have to ask ourselves, can I change the mindset into a positive way? So I have great knees. I can do anything in a different way. Maybe it's sit and fit versus a run. I have the ability to change and adapt. Do I have the ability to control what goes in my mouth, control what I visualize, control what I think about? And I have the ability to ask myself questions. Does this serve my goal? And the very first part is writing out your goal, making sure that goal is visible. For me, it's right where I brush my teeth, so I see it twice a day. It's right where my husband can see it, my children can see, so that I can make myself accountable and I can see it on a regular basis. Some people will put their goal on their fridge, so they have to see it every single time they open the door. Some people will have like a hand signal. Good job, mom. So that if we're trying to support someone else, it doesn't necessarily have to be oral, but it can be a good hand signal so that it allows them to continue to feel good about their health choices. I have in the past had some negative thinking about weight loss, weight gain. I kind of grew up as that kind of chunky kid. Even though I was doing sports, I kind of always grew up with my mom kind of celebrating with food. Even if it was celebrating a hockey game or a lacrosse game, we'd celebrate it with a milkshake at even the past McDonald's or a licks. I grew up in the beaches, but we celebrated with food instead of with love and with hugs because that's what she grew up. And the thing about this is that we get to change cultures by looking at how we change our thoughts of food and how we talk about food changes the generation below. And this takes quite a bit of changing the mindset that you grew up with. So I grew up with this labeling myself that, I'd always be big, or I was a chubby girl. You know what the big one is? I was big boned. That I had muscle, so therefore I weighed more. Or I couldn't control around Mentis that time of the month, that I had an excuse, to go for the chocolate, or I worked out hard, so therefore I deserved it. I had a workout instead of going for the greens drink, the healthy protein drink, the healthy eggs, healthy proteins, turning towards a treat. And later, even as I got smarter, I turned towards a big smoothie, a fruit smoothie that would still be loaded with a lot of sugar, even though it would be natural sugar. So careful with the labeling of ourselves, that it's not related to being big boned, being large, or whatever our problem is in the past, because we do have the ability to change. The next thing is I'd have this pipe dreaming that I wanted to be the perfect 10, size 10 or perfect size 8. I'd look at these magazines that are all artificial and I'd want to be like that. And I had to make sure that my goals were realistic for my body, my time frame, and that it's much easier to get to a health and maintain that health rather than have the ups and downs, weight loss, weight gain, weight loss, weight gain, even if that's 10 pounds, 20 pounds, 30 pounds. Now, first, I want to say that this is something that is close to home. I do come from two parents that are larger. Grandpa, Opa over Opa, that had over Oma, my grandma, that was always in control of his food, his salt, and he always used to sneak food. He'd sneak it to us. He was the one that would lick the bowl of ice cream right to the end of the dessert to try and get the very last bit of food. He was the one being in touch family to say that finish every last mouthful because there's starving people out there. Be so thankful for your food. And so it was very difficult for me to change this way of thinking about food, this finish your plate mentality, or you know what, when you went to a large meal, fill up the plate at a buffet or fill up the plate at a Christmas dinner, because maybe you won't get enough. Instead of realizing that there is enough out there, there always is enough. And that if I don't get enough in this meal, it's okay. I'll catch up later. That I can actually miss a meal and I won't die. I will be fine. So change our thoughts. This poor me thinking about, I know for my mom in the wartime that maybe food won't be there, or there won't be plenty enough full. That we won't get what we want, or somebody will get our piece, our last part of the pie, so I better finish it now. Instead, we want to talk about that we do have the ability to control how we think about ourselves, how we label ourselves, how we dream and how we create goals, and that we can have positive thinking about our bodies and our image, and that we can achieve the right thinking. So this is me. I was 235 pounds after my son was born. And I was just blaming it on a big boy, over 9 pounds. Very upset that after he was born, I didn't lose any weight at all and was just very, very large in the chest. And so, of course, then it was because of the breastfeeding. That's why I was big. And so over the year, I definitely had to lose quite a bit of weight. This is a picture in Hawaii that got my daughter. And yes, you never see me in a bikini, so this is not a comfortable, picture for me. But I just wanted to show the motivate that I've been there. I've been there, the before and after, and unfortunately more than once. That it does take work and effort, and then ongoing effort. It's not a 1 day thing, 1 month thing, 2 week fad diet. It's an ongoing effort to be as healthy as possible. But if I can do it, you can do it. So number 2 is healing feelings. So we started about the right thinking, right environment for our thinking, healing feelings. I know I used to go to food, those comfort foods when I was stressed. I'd go to macaroni and cheese, homemade. I'd go to ice cream with pouring chocolate milk on top, or make cookies so I could have bites of cookie mix, or a scoop of peanut butter right out of the peanut butter jar. I would find a way to bake in order to make sure I could eat it to feel better. And yet none of these things actually helped me with the stress. Maybe some of you have been there too. So it's turning towards better ways to deal with stress and manage that stress, looking for food as our fuel, our healthy fuel, to help us feel better, have more energy rather than our therapy. So let's do an emotional audit. When do you eat? Do you eat when you're bored? Yep, done that. Do you eat with friends just because you're not hungry, just to fit in, or just because it's there? Sometimes it's in front of you at a party, you just nibble and you're not really hungry at all. One of my methods to do that is get a big drink. Make sure even 2 drinks, glass of water. If you're wine or beer, have something in both hands. Both hands are busy. For me, if I have a tea, I'm a tea vibber, tea, and even a napkin in my other hand, something to keep my other hand busy. Eat when I'm depressed and anxious, to be polite. I've done the polite thing a lot. Eat to relieve stress. Eat even though we're full, we've already overeaten, or we're not even happy with our weight. So some of the things to create that, dealing with that right thinking, that right healthy mindset, is to address the reasons why we eat and then replace them with another healthier habit. So maybe you have to set a timer on your phone, on the oven, that, okay, am I stressed? All right, I'm going to eat in 15 minutes. I'm going to set the timer and see if I'm really hungry in 15 minutes. You will not starve for 15 minutes. Or you do the trick of 2 things in your hand, or you find, you know what, I'm going to watch a movie on Netflix. I'm going to watch something, and then if I'm hungry afterwards, I can eat. I'm going to put something positive, like a healthy YouTube comedy on, just to change my mindset. I'm going to get my body moving, go for a walk, and then try and reset. We do want to, the number 3 is look towards a healthy, no-fail environment, making our healthy environment so we can make healthier choices, practice healthier shopping, make changes away from home, and do a closet cleanup. So healthy environment means we got to get rid of the foods in the fridge, freezer, pantry that isn't healthy. If there's chips there, get them out. Replace them with healthy nuts, seeds, healthy snacks. If they're unhealthy peanut butter, replace it with a healthy peanut butter. Um, if there are ice cream or processed foods, um, get them out of the house, because when they're in the house, typically we start to say, well, I paid for that. That's good food, but it's not good for you. So get it out of your house so that you will be able to make easier choices, because the only choices there are healthier choices. For food shopping, very important in our house, make a list, because otherwise and don't go hungry. Don't go shopping hungry, especially now if the lineups are long. Make sure you've had healthy snack, healthy food prior to going shopping so you can make healthier choices. Changes away from home, definitely letting those that you're visiting with, let them know your goals, that you will, try not to have seconds, that you're trying to follow a vegetarian or keto or paleo, whatever the food that your diary that you're trying to follow. Let them know in advance so that it will be easier for you to make healthy choices when you get there. And the closet cleanup. No use having multiple sizes in your closet. My aunt and my mom have done this, for anything from size 10 to size 20. When it's too big, either get it to the dry cleaners, make it smaller, or get it out of the house. All right, so your personal environment. Do you keep junk food in the house? Get it out. Is it hidden in different drawers, purse, glove compartment? Get it out of there. Do you prepare meals on large platters? So, one of the things in our household is really trying to eat on salad plates, smaller utensils, make healthier choices. When we serve meals for family, unless it's the biggest meals like Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, um, try to keep it so that you go get your food and then go sit down, so that way, or prepare your plate so that you're not dishing up consistently, because when the food's in front of you, your eyes are bigger than your stomach, you tend to want more. And even if you ask my family at Christmas, I tend to give everybody a chance to have first, seconds, but guess what? I get it off the table. So they actually have to get up off their feet to go to the kitchen if they want seconds or thirds at times, to make sure I try and protect them and make healthier choices, and try to fill up with all those vegetables first. Because the first thing that's out is all the raw vegetables, so that you're getting the healthy foods in first, salads in first. So we tend to make those healthier choices with the homemade dressings, salad dressings. Eating food or storing food in any other room of the kitchen. So try not to eat in front of the TV, computer, because that's when we tend to eat mindlessly and we're not really aware if we're full or not. Choosing buffets is a huge no-no. Make that a very rare event. I know that as a teenager, I loved that first, second, thirds, fourths, fifths. I mean, I could add endless food, and I see my son is like that. But honestly, you tend to make poor choices at buffets. So if you are going to the buffet, make sure that first plate is that large salad plate. Second plate is your proteins and your vegetables. No breads, no desserts. That is the very last choice. So you make sure you're full on the healthy stuff first. Do you have lots of diet books that you're really not following in the house? Trying to eat by a clock versus by your stomach, and learning how to know if you're hungry or not. Going shopping without a grocery list, and making sure that you're not going to restaurants or shopping, and you're starving. Making sure that you make healthy choices, even looking at restaurants, whether you're ordering online or not, and doing the pickup, making sure you're looking at the menu ahead of time so that you can make healthier choices when you get there. All right, number 4 is mastery over impulse eating. Many of the things we do have bad habits. For example, first thing we rush home from work, we're starving, so we grab a quick snack, and often those snacks aren't the healthiest snacks. So one of the ways to prepare for that and to overcome that kind of urge for the quick fats, quick things that make us feel full, or stopping at Tim Hortons or stopping at fast food, is making sure that twice a week you do meal prep. And so that for us is making sure there's a salad in the fridge. There's easy salads available to make on a regular basis. Making sure that you have vegetables pre-cut twice a week, all your raw vegetables, so that there are multiple different containers so you can easily take that to go. Having hummus, healthy snacks, even if it's cheese, it's not cheese and crackers, it's cheese and cucumber, cheese and zucchini. Looking towards the healthy nuts or cottage cheese, but looking towards having those healthy snacks easily available so that that's the first thing you grab, so that you're not grabbing the unhealthy things or stopping on your way home from work, from an activity, from a sport, from a run, just to treat yourself because you're starving, right? That we made healthier choices ahead. Let's look towards, instead of doing the same old way, looking towards creating new habits. So looking at our behavioral audit, this is a weakness for me, eating too quickly, all right, and not sitting down. So finding ways to sit down to enjoy the meal, not being distracted by trying to do multiple things at once. So looking towards that, again, the smaller plates, smaller utensils. And then after eating that, give it some time before you go back for another meal. For me, I do the intermittent fasting, so I don't typically eat till 1 o'clock or so, even though I'm up at about 4:30 in the morning. I just have my healthy, I have tea in the morning and coconut cream, and then I'm good to go. So learning how to do intermittent fast can help you from learning how to eat less and not also feel that need to overeat. Looking to understand those leftovers, those eating the desserts, that last bite. I know I was guilty of this when my kids were small. I would finish their plate because it was just too little to put in the fridge as a real meal. So I would just finish their plates and be easily adding those extra calories versus just either throwing it out, or because they ate small meals at that time, buying small Tupperware containers of those meals so that it was easy to the small glass container, so it was easy to reheat or eat again as a snack. Looking to find out, do you sneak food? And I know when I was often focusing on weight loss, then I felt deprived. And so it's very important not to feel deprived, because as soon as you feel that, that's when you want to sneak food. And I know I would try to do things either when my husband is around, even though I know he'd love me no matter what size I was. I would try and sneak it when he wasn't there, because I knew he wouldn't think it was a good, healthy choice. And I've seen my mom do this, try and make sure that they eat healthier when I'm around, because I would be considered like the food police, or the one that's going to make a comment on making healthier choices. So looking towards, if you're going to have a snack, make it the real deal, not fake sugars, fake aspartames, fake NutraSweet. If you're going to have a treat, go the real deal, enjoy every mouthful, and make sure that you're having is a true celebration of that food, rather than trying to sneak it. Leaving food on your plate. Thanks, Grandpa, over. But this is a hard one for me as well. During the wartime, always heard the stories of the deprivation of food and eating tulip bulbs. So better eat everything you have on your plate and be thankful. As a kid, finish your plate. And now I've worked with my own kids, just to eat till you're full. And it's okay if you want to put the rest in the fridge to eat later, or if it's not enough to even just throw it out. I would rather, that's as they got older. But they could have it come back in 10 minutes, in 20 minutes, an hour, and finish their meal, but they didn't have to finish it at that time. For me to break this habit, I had to purposely go to restaurants and leave food on the plate. I had to purposely leave food, have it say I'm going to have it as a takeout, and bring it home, to a doggy bag. So I actually purposely went to restaurants, went to environments where I had to practice leaving food on my plate. Eating large meals, watching TV, or being distracted while eating multiple rooms of the home, especially not the TV room, the bedroom, poor choices. and just taking the time to chew your food. And I'm guilty of this one as well. Just, always been a rush, just rushing the food in your mouth versus taking the time. If you study mindfulness, chew the food 15, 20 times to enjoy and digest your food better. And if we go on to the next slide, number 5, so we're on out 5 out of 7, the do's and the don'ts for the healthy foods. Eat, pardon me, healthy vitamin C rich foods every day. You're aiming for your healthy fruits. And ideally, they would be the low glycemic fruits like your grapefruit, green apple, and berries. Eating fish, that gets you your healthy omegas on a regular basis. Make sure that it's wild, not farmed. And water. So I have my water with me at all times, fill it up in multiple rooms at the office. We're just still open, seeing everybody as essential care at the office. So definitely, as I'm working out, I want to be able to have water on a regular basis. So you want to be able to drink half your body weight in ounces. So that's where a 150, 160 pound person would get to those 8, 10 ounce glasses of water. What we don't want to do is skip meals. So if you are intermittent fasting, this doesn't mean you have to skip a meal. It's just that you're eating it in a shorter window of time. So if you're starting with that intermittent fasting, that might be eating in a 10-hour window, slowly working that to an 8-hour window, to a 6-hour window. So, for example, for me today, I think first meal was around 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock to 8 o'clock, right? And I'd have that 6-hour window. Trying to create rules where you don't eat late at night, right before bed. So typically, as Tony Robbins say, not 3 hours before bed. So that works towards a longer period of time of fasting. Say you go to bed at 11 o'clock. So, from 9 o'clock to 7 o'clock. So that would give you a longer period of time without eating. And looking towards healthy fats, versus your trans fats or your fried foods, anything packaged. These are the things we want to stay away from. All right, this is from Tony Robbins. I love this slide. All right, this is the way we want to eat. This is what we want to practice on. So if you look at the bottom, that's the longest and the most important part. And that's finding ways to help control our mind. So start our day right, whether it's meditation, whether it's prayer, whether it's journaling, whether it's reading positive affirmations, whether it's just journaling our thoughts, going over our goals, but looking at positive mental start to the day, positive breathing exercises to the day. And I do have videos on breathing exercises, and that doesn't have to be an hour. For me, some people be an hour of power. Tony Robbins, it could be 5 minutes of strength and empowerment as well, and positivity. We want to make sure we start our day and end our day with pure water, getting the quality water to be able to help digest our foods. Then in the next part, you're looking for those healthy fats, and that goes whether keto diet, paleo diet, just making sure you have the healthy fats, a healthy olive oil, seeds, nuts, not peanuts, they have often mold, almonds, cashews, macadamia nuts, fish, looking towards sardines, olives, and then all of your greens. So this much greens on your plate as many times a day if you can. I challenge you to do it 3 times a day of your plate, half your plate being green. And I don't care what's green, whether it's broccoli, that would be amazing. But broccoli, celery, cucumber, asparagus, salad, green pepper, zucchini, add it green. Then we go to our healthy vegetables and fruits, trying to go to those low glycemic fruits. Healthy proteins, you see the fish is there again, getting those healthy fats, wild fish, and then your healthy proteins, your free-range chicken, free-range eggs, wild or grass-fed meats, and your healthy vegetable proteins, whether it's almonds, lentils, chickpeas, mushrooms, and then you go to your grains. So, of course, if you're on the keto diet, you would limit it to your almond flour, coconut flour, but otherwise you want whole grain, sprouted, Even if you're looking towards rice, you're looking towards wild rice. That's the quinoa, that's the smaller amounts. You'll look towards chemical additives and your refined carbohydrate sugars. That's at the top of the pyramid. That's what you want to do the least. Now, if you do have trouble with digestion, meaning you're not having a bowel movement on a daily basis or on a regular basis, you're finding constipation, upset stomach, or diarrhea, your digestion's off, I definitely recommend to see a naturopath or our holistic nutritionist, Sabine, at our center. Cool thing is, everybody's back at the center. Acupuncture, massage, physiotherapy, nutrition, everybody's coming back. So definitely filling up quickly. So you want to make your appointments. But our holistic nutritionist will talk about food combining. This is from Tony Robbins, and there's lots of different thought processes on this and different ways to food combining. It's different for different people. But he will say that a good combination is your vegetables with your protein. So that's kind of like your carnivore or your paleo diet. You would not eat your proteins with your fruits. In fact, you would eat your fruits alone. So I don't like this sometimes because I'd like to have like strawberries in with my spinach salad. But technically, it would say that you would digest your fruits alone. And that your starches would be good with your vegetables, but you would not have your starches with your protein. So that means you wouldn't have that baked potato with your steak, or you wouldn't have rice with your meal. You would look to have it with your vegetables. So if you were making a pizza, that would be vegetables on top, not with meat. So it does take a little bit of practice looking towards having your fruits all alone and working towards, even if you just started, your proteins and your vegetables on your plate, mostly vegetables, and a protein about the size of your fist so you don't get too much acidity by overdoing the proteins. All right, number 6, intentional exercise. Again, this comes from Dr. Phil's weight loss solutions for the summer. Making sure it's a priority in your life. So for me, I have my whole schedule written out from Monday to Sunday, exactly when I'm going to exercise, what body parts I'm going to work on. Can I be flexible and move a hockey game since I can't play hockey to a hike? Absolutely. Or to a bike ride? Yes, you can switch it, but it has a structure. It has a priority. You know what you're working on each day, and you have a planned rest day. Wanting to make those exercise fun, whether it's Zoom exercises right now. Now we can get some workouts with, now you're seeing gyms with, 3 to 4 people. Soon it will be more. But just finding ways to make that exercise fun. Maybe it's dancing in the kitchen, joining something different like a Zumba class that would be coming up, or a yoga that you're not used to, or a hike, planning and thinking ahead of doing that in a different way with friends or family with that social distancing, creating a bike ride. I know with my son not being able to play hockey right now, he was all excited about a new bike and learning how to mountain bike along with my daughter and my son. So choosing new ways to make it fun and new ways to make it challenging and new goals, scheduling it, and then monitoring our progress, seeing your success, making those check marks, seeing those muscles in the mirror so we feel good about ourselves. Looking towards your support system. This is so, so important. When I was trying to lose weight, I was 235 pounds. One of the funniest stories was that my parents-in-law are much, but man, they are amazing bakers. And so they came to visit my son, new baby, and I was really focusing on weight loss because I was at 235 pounds. I wanted to be a leader for my patients, for my family. But my parents-in-law are such amazing bakers. They arrived visiting from Saskatchewan with 7 pies. And the worst part about this 7 pies is they had my favorite pie, raspberry pie. And so I love raspberries, and they brought 7 pies, and I was like, nope, can't have it. Put them in the freezer. Can't have them. But every time I'd sit down to these amazing meals that they would make for me, after the meal, I'd sit at the meal, and next thing there would be a piece of pie, not a little piece, but a big piece of pie. And I just couldn't say no. It was so good, but it was a saboteur to my health. And it took longer for me to get to those weight loss gains. And my family does this too. We show our love with food. We show our love with often unhealthy food. One of the things that my sister-in-law does for me that is so amazing today, she did that. Instead of showing up with a dessert, she showed up with a tea. My mom showed up with raspberries today, just fresh raspberries. Show up with flowers, show up with the gift of helping somebody in a garden, or a flower, something that they can plant, but choose different ways of gifting rather than through food, or choosing making a new healthy recipe. My nanny did this for me. She's not working with us right now with COVID. So she made healthy coconut cookies that didn't have any sugar inside of them. Then they were keto cookies, looking to make healthy protein bars. My stepdad, unfortunately, he loves to show his love with food, and he would often show up when my mom was trying to lose weight with tea biscuits and licorice. So it's definitely choosing different ways and helping him see to show up with green apples and goat cheese would be a healthier way to show our love. So intentionally thinking about how we can show our love and support our loved ones in their weight loss goals instead of being a saboteur and discouraging them away. So when we're looking towards this support team for our weight loss, we need to have a coach. And that's why I recommend that this is something that I help with, but even importantly, Sabine, our nutritionist, holistic nutritionist on our team, a naturopath to help you. You also need cheerleaders. My kids are great with that. Your kids can be great with that. Friends can be with that. Like, yes, you did a good job. A trainer, somebody that you send in your exercise goals, what you did every single day, somebody that you send in your weight, a picture of the scale every single day or every single week, somebody to make you accountable. I recommend a professional like a holistic nutritionist, but a best friend, a good friend can do it the same. I do not recommend it be your spouse or your closest ones. That's not necessarily healthy for the home. So choose somebody that's a little bit on the outside, but somebody who can keep you accountable, tell you the truth, tell you to get up, get moving, and make healthier choices, and tell you when you are off. Um, some of the biggest myths along the way that I had to live with, it was that fat made you fat, that you needed skim milk, you needed low-fat yogurt, low-fat cottage cheese. And we now know that you can have real fat and healthy fat to help you achieve your health goals and to reduce inflammation in the body. So there are good fats and bad fats. I like the good news first. So extra virgin olive oil, avocados, coconut oil, coconut butter. That's what I put coconut cream in my tea. Nuts, seeds, real butter, real cheese, fatty fish, Pacific, wild salmon, small fish, sardines, almonds, olives. What we want to stay away are those trans fats, the corn oil, canola oil, vegetable oil, soybean oil, flaxseed, and coconut. And you look at the extra virgin olive oil would be much better. We're going to look at some of the things that the healthy fats help you with. They help you with energy. They help you with growth and repair within the body. Even your brain needs healthy fat. It helps you with cholesterol and helps you create healthy hormones. We absolutely need healthy fats for our body to function well, and also to curb those cravings so that we feel full. So for me, often if I just have 2 eggs, I'm not full. I'm actually like hungry super fast afterwards. And so that's why if I add an avocado, half an avocado, try and have an avocado every other day. My trainer, Sue, who's seeing patients, not patients, but seeing her clients virtually, an avocado a day helps you stay full and avoid cravings. If you don't like avocado, hide it in your food, hide it in your smoothies, but definitely a really healthy food to have. You want to have those saturated fats that are healthy in eggs, dairy, meat, and avoid it in all things that are fake, especially fried foods, margarine, pre-made foods. I was talking to a patient that works at McDonald's just the other day, and Winsome, I couldn't believe it when Winsome was telling me that people come in with $100 orders at McDonald's. Come on, folks. Buy a tea and coffee there. But otherwise, a salad without the salad dressing, we can make healthier choices for our meals and pack our meals ahead and do so in a cost-effective way. So those avocados, this is a amazing way with 20 essential health nutrients to optimize your cholesterol, helps your body get rid of those bad cells, and helps our body deal with inflammation. So these essential oils, essential fatty acids, helps every organ in your body, helps your skin, helps your digestion, helps your heart. It helps lower blood pressure. It helps with depression and moods. This is so important in these COVID times where I'm seeing so much depression, which is making people feel worse, more tense everywhere, increasing headaches, increasing migraines, increasing BPV, dizziness, vertigo. Everything is worse, causing people to sit more. We need to make sure that we help ourselves with good gas into the body, and essential oils is the way, essential fatty acids. And if we look even more on the next slide, there's even more good reasons. It helps our kidneys, helps our immune system, helps arthritis, helps rheumatoid arthritis, helps the brain, even helps fetuses. So healthy fatty acids, healthy fats is the way to go. So for the things that we want to do, the very first thing helping with the healthy fats is changing our animal products. So grass-fed meats, free-range chicken, wild, not farmed fish, and natural dairy products. I follow the keto or advanced plan. I'm actually much more strict than this, but lowering our carbohydrates, lowering our protein so we don't get too acidic, and increasing our healthy fats, not trans fats, not fried fats, healthy fats. So we're eliminating grains, sugars, fruits, only the low glycemic fruits like berries and green apples, moderate protein, and increasing those healthy fats. So those for this advanced plan, there's specific reasons for this. For me, I found it helped my overall body and to stabilize my weight gain, and also just never to feel hungry and never to have to count calories and never have to worry about healthy snacking. So the way we can get into this ketosis is training our body to use fat and ketones as fuel for energy instead of sugar. And so it's learning to slowly add more and more healthy fats every day, to be able to change that and to measure our ketones initially. I'm so thankful for Liz, who helped me do that so I could make sure I wasn't getting into too many ketones, as I was extremely strict at the very beginning and had huge weight loss because I was strict. And then you get into learning how to cycle it or be able to have berries so that you can still have some fruits back into the diet, and have days off so that your body can use those ketones better. So ketone or advanced plan, this would be for a period of time until you deal with these conditions like high triglycerides, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, high leptin, high gremlin, diabetes, fatigue, malaise, severe epilepsy. That's where this started from, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, digestive concerns, obesity, ADHD, cancer. Really anything that has a metabolic inflammatory response. This is a way to reduce inflammation, and it does help you reduce weight. But now if you're at the right weight, but you want to maintain the right weight, you would have what we call the core plan. The advanced plan, the goal is to burn fat, detoxify, reduce inflammation, and help balance your hormones. If we look at the core plan. This is when things are going great. This is when we want to add the healthy fats, change to the healthy meats, and remove or reduce the sugars in the diet. You're still having your grains, but you're looking towards healthier grains, free, wild, sprouted grains, so that it's healthier and easier to digest. Intermittent fasting, there's different ways. I've done numerous talks on this, but some of the easiest ways is the 8 to 10 hour window. Harder would be a 6 to 8 hour window, or a 5 and 2, meaning that 2 days a week you limit to 400 calories or less. So that would be on those days some nuts, boiled eggs, but you're limiting or using healthy fats on those days. So some days I would have on my fasting day just your coconut cream throughout the day. And even harder is choosing a day a week or 2 days a week of a full 24-hour fast. I recommend at the beginning starting with the 8 to 10 hour window. My first day, I honestly thought there was no way I could fast. I would just starve. I would have hunger pains. There was no way I could do it. But at a Maximized Living seminar, they forced us to have the 24 hours fasting and put us through 5 workouts in that 24 hours. And after doing that, I realized that it was all in my mindset. It was all the negative stinking thinking that I had that said that I couldn't do it, and realized that it had nothing to do with my actual ability. It was all about changing my mindset and changing to say that I can do this and I will do this in order to be healthier. That intermittent fasting gives us our body a chance to reset and reduce inflammation. All right, so some of the steps of the intermittent fasting: start easy, start slow, choose the healthy fats, healthy proteins in that period of time. Look towards healthy ways to curb those hunger pains at the beginning, and realizing that hunger does pass. That hangry feeling is a mindset. If you give your body a little bit of time, you distract it, you will be just fine. In other areas, keep it consistent. So I have a pattern where I do the 1 day fasting on Wednesdays. It's my busiest day at the office. So I find I'm the most distracted on that day. I still work out on that day, but I find that the fasting on that day the easiest, or keeping it to 400 calories on that day. And then I find my other days where I start really early in the morning. I'm at the office at 6 o'clock. Those are the easiest days to do breakfast at 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so that I'm distracted in the morning and I just focus on having my tea in the morning instead. Going for calorie-free beverages, staying away from your pop, your sugar drinks, your juices, and finding ways to distract yourself. So when you are hungry or hangry, or you're feeling that craving, get your body walking, get your body moving, watch something on Netflix, distract yourself, set a timer so that you can retrain it. Look at it as an exercise to retrain your mind. And the next slide. All right. The best thing is taking care of your body. You only get one chance. All right. One chance. Take care of our temple. Love our temple. Worship our temple. These are stressful times. The amount of depression, suicide, anxiety that we're seeing at the office at this time is massive. Amount of mental illness that's expanded is massive. We are here to help. Massage is open. Physiotherapy is open. Naturopath, acupuncture. Everybody's coming back. We want to help you. All the different offices are looking towards ways for the screening, the social distancing, the cleaning procedures. Get to an office to help you to take care of your temple so that you can charge to change this mindset. Have a support system to be able to deal with the COVID-10, COVID-15, or just the stress gain as we get over these tough times. So what does this have to do with a pinched nerve? Well, your nerves control everything. Your brain controls your hormone balance, your controls how you send messages down to your stomach to control to eat your food. There is such thing as the brain gut connection. For example, when you're stressed right out, you can have an upset stomach or the butterflies like right before an examination or a big speech or a big promotion or a big presentation. So if you have pinched nerves or just areas where you're subluxated, the nervous system is crooked or twisted in the spine, affecting those nerves would be affecting your overall digestion. So for example, if you took a car and you put amazing gas into the car, you put premium gas in the car, but the engine is broken, how far will you go? How much good is it for the car? We need the engine to work. We need the computer to work. And the amazing system is your brain sending messages down those nerves to all the different organs in your body, to your digestive system, to your ability to secrete and eliminate, right? We want to your pancreas, to your heart, to your lungs, to get your body moving. We all need to take care of our spine and nervous system, make sure we're checked for subluxations, especially if we're under extreme stress. We're going to have more areas of subluxation, more areas of stress on the body. We know that it's the 3 T's that affect our spine and nervous system: our thoughts, our traumas, and our toxins. Our thoughts, our traumas, and our toxins can affect subluxations on the spine. And it's a chiropractor that is a specialist of finding and removing those areas of subluxation so that your spine can be clear and function better. So coming back to the triad, we want physical health, and that's maintaining our frame, our spinal alignment, getting our bodies moving, and our mental health, managing that toxic environment, environmental cleanse, clearing the stinking thinking, as well as our nutrition to make sure you are the healthier you, the good gas. Along with that is looking at chemicals that we might be ingesting. And that's why in a couple of weeks, followed by the partner stretching, and that can be you and a spouse or you and a loved one, you and a child can learn the partner stretching. That's what's next. But following that, we have a talk on detox, how to get rid of all these toxins that we may have been putting into our bodies or rubbing on our hands with that alcohol and the disinfectant. So how do we deal with that? That's what's coming up in the next 2 weeks. And we got to get off the couch. We got to get moving. You cannot undo sitting for 10 hours or more, even with a marathon run. So we've got to stand up regularly, even if it's stand, walk on the spot for a Zoom class, or it's stand and walk on the spot as you do a phone call. Every hour, preferably twice an hour, we need to stand up. I know for my staff, I've always tried to get them to stand up because the more we stand, the more calories you burn, and it's healthier for your back and your spine as well. So we gotta move. If we don't, it increases our risk of dying prematurely. And we can make eating and having healthy snacks fun. So this is a healthy green smoothie, adding those healthy seeds, healthy oils with the coconut oils, grass-fed proteins, blueberries, which are your low glycemic fruits, to make it sweet. And you can add xylitol or stevia if you need it sweeter. Looking towards healthy snacks after those workouts, not the treat at McDonald's, not the treat at Burger King, or even the smoothie with tons of fruit. Healthy seeds, goji berries, dark chocolate berries, hummus, dates, olives. Have those on hand so you can make healthier choices. Remember that majority of weight loss is nutrition, not exercise. We cannot exercise away our bad eating choices. Working out is not a free pass to a poor diet. This is a mistake I used to make. Even if I ate healthy, I ate way too many calories. And that's why intermittent fasting and the keto diet helps me eat less calories. But remember, 70% nutrition, 30% exercise. The gas, the good fuel you put in your body is very, very important. With our surges, we just did a surge class. It's on our YouTube and website. We have a family workout coming up for you that's based on surges that my daughter did. But looking at the easiest step, 20 seconds on, 20 seconds off. Even if you do that for 3 minutes of exercise, takes you 10 minutes a day, even if it's just walking on the spot, we got to get ourselves moving. Surges or HIIT exercises makes your heart work faster and increases your ability to increase your metabolism for the next 36 hours afterwards if you can get 12 minutes in. We want to do that self-check. This is the time. Where do you spend your time, your emotional energy, and your money? Is it on the sweets? Is it on TV? Is it on things that are negative to our health? Or is it on the green apple and your weights and your exercise, your spiritual health, your mental health, your physical health, your nutritional health, your spinal health? Where do you spend your time and energy? A lot of people say, look at your Visa bill. Check out your Visa bill. Where is it? Where's the money going? Look at your statement for your bank account, whether you use Interact. Where's the money going? And that will help you decide where your priorities are. So we're going into the 25 tips. This is the last steps for that healthy summer weight loss, healthy summer eating. So number 1, don't go to the grocery store hungry. Have a list, eat a healthy meal before going, using smaller plates, bowls, smaller glasses, eating regular vegetables, aiming towards at least this much twice, if not 3 times a day. Breakfast, unless you're intermittent fasting, healthy breakfast, not cereals, bagels, muffins, things that make you hungry fast. Add those healthy proteins first, as to make sure that, and healthy fats, like I said, eggs and avocado, but healthy, even if you're having oatmeal, add healthy peanut butter, almond butter, cashew butter, so you gain some protein first. Decrease the amount of white starchy foods or white foods in general, white salt, white flour. These are the areas, the white sugar that we want to avoid. Avoid juices, calorie drinks, pops, and sodas, and get the tempting foods out of the house. Be aware of that seafood syndrome. I'm challenged with this. If it's there, I don't want to waste it, so then I want to eat it, or if it's in front of my face. So if you're at a party, stand away from the food, the appetizers. Get it out of your eyesight so that it's easier. Put treats away, put them in the freezer so that they're harder to get. Eat slower. This is something that's hard for me. Put down your utensil between bites. Share entrees, share foods, and share salads. Trying to make most of our meals vegetables for lunch and supper. And you will see coming up, increasing the size of our meals at the beginning part of the day or the beginning part of your intermittent fasting, and smaller meals at the end of the day. Asking when you do, and we are able to go to restaurants, to pack up half the meal. So take those doggy bags to make it easier for you. Snack on vegetables, hummus, fruit, yogurt, cottage cheese, hummus, and make sure that what was cool, my husband got it for me, so thankful for him, cauliflower hummus, right? So there are some ways to make some healthier choices. Cauliflower rice, it's delicious, go for it. Broccoli rice, go for that instead of the white rice. Protein with each meal and each snack. Looking towards healthier treats for number 16, you will see looking towards healthier fat foods, so we're not looking to binge or feel left out. Don't ignore those hunger cues, but try and eat when we're hungry, unless you're trying to retrain your body with that intermittent fasting, setting a timer for yourself, but having that snack ready so that you know that you will not miss out. Making your breakfast and lunch your largest meals, and trying not to eat large dinners or right before bed. Making sure that physical hunger determines when you eat, not just habit, boredom, stress, or out of emotion. Skipping the cereal breakfasts and oatmeals, looking towards, if you are going to do those meals, adding protein to them. So, for example, if you want pancakes, make protein pancakes with extra eggs or protein powder that's grass fed. Less packaged foods, processed foods, trying to aim, especially if you are in lockdown, towards healthier foods, making your own garden, using your own vegetables or different types of spices would be best. Definitely recommend trying a new recipe once a week, a new healthy recipe, a new healthy vegetable that you don't eat on a often. Um, Looking towards protein bars, your own healthy nut snack. Or the other day, my daughter made healthy chocolate bark with carob. So looking and organic, natural almond butter. So try to make new healthy snacks, eating frequently in smaller windows of time, and listening to our emotions about food. And number 25, just getting our body moving. Moving makes the body happy. So, and helps change our mindset. So, changing our environment, changing our food, changing our mindset, getting our body moving is a great way to start. So, start a challenge with someone else. One of the things my sister did that was amazing to get my dad moving was a walking challenge, so that we were competing against each other with our Fitbits or with our phones. I think it was called Stride, right? So just doing those challenges to get each other and your family and your loved ones moving. These are ways to stay in touch with us. We love your feedback. We are here to help you and your family. Share this with others all over. Share the journey, because we do want to make a difference all over. With Maximize Living, we want to make a difference worldwide.